So Marco says, I thought, here, let's share it. Let's share the screen. Marco says, I thought I shared my experience with UMG and some real world numbers in terms of Backend. I have 15 tracks in the UMG library. They were released in April 2021. I have over 3,000 TuneSat detections, and I get detections monthly from this one library. I got paid upfront fees of 150 euros per track. This was okay to me because these tracks were lying around on my hard drive. It's a good use for them. I keep 100% of Backend, no sync fees. I got that up front, and I get 25% of publishing. So far, I've been paid just under 300 pounds in, or is that euros? Euros. It's euros. In Backend from my PRO, and 20 euros from UMG directly in 4 years. Just to compare, in 2020, I had one track that I own outright, placed on an ad that I leased directly to a client on a 2-month rotation on TV, radio, and one territory over the holiday season, and that generated over 4,000 euros, which sounds about right, in only 2 years in Backend, plus 8,000 euros in upfront sync fees. This too was a song that was just lying around. Is it really worth it using production music libraries, or does one only try and pitch to clients directly? Why even let these production libraries use your music? I love this perspective because these are like real life numbers. Now, 15 tracks in a library, or 15 tracks placed, we'll say that he has 15 tracks, they were released, 3,000 detections, get detections monthly from this one library. So he got paid 150 euros up front to do those production music library tracks, and then everything else is all back end. So 150 is on the lower end, but it's within the range. Seen everything from 150 up to about 1,000 or so up front for a production music track, and then on the back end you get whatever you get, and that depends on the channels that this music is being placed on. So that compared to an ad, ads automatically are usually going to pay more, just up front and back end, because it's depending on, because it's an ad and it's playing on TV, and then depending on which channel these ads are airing on, that's going to add up to usually more. The production music stuff, again, those back end numbers, let's see. So $300 on the back end. Those back end numbers really depend on where those tracks get placed, right? So for example, I had an instrumental placed on Oprah Winfrey Network, right? That joint paid me a whopping 15 cents. I was rich. I took the whole family out that day. We splurged, right? 15 whole cents. That same track placed on NBC in royalties, about $300 on the back end. It can be same track, same instrumental, same length. That's how much it can vary depending on the channel. And then you can end up somewhere in the middle on, I don't know, MTV, VH1, depending on the length and the type of use, of course. You can look at a few bucks to 20 something bucks per use. So it really depends. It depends on the type of placements. Now, if it's only 15 tracks, that's not a ton of tracks for production music. I would say you would definitely need more tracks in there. And I think if Marco had more tracks in the library, I think he would see those numbers increase. I know he would see those numbers increase because it's more volume, right? So it's like a volume game versus, okay, the ad game, which is, you only have to do a few of those to make a large chunk of money, but then those are more competitive as well. So my approach is, let's do a hybrid, right? Let's play the volume game over here with the production music. Let's get some tracks in there that's working for us. We can knock this stuff out in our sleep, or we can take these tracks off of our hard drive that's just lying around doing nothing anyways, making a $0 on our computer. So let's put it on somebody else's computer so it can at least make, if it makes 300 euros, that's 300 more euros than we had with it sitting on our computer. But if we up that 15, 150, 10x it. Now we're looking at 3,000 euros. And with the exponential growth, 150 may even output more than 3,000, especially once you start landing on major networks and things like that. Today's video is brought to you by TV Placement Mastery. This is my high-level coaching program for producers to fast-track you to your first licensing deal within 90 days. Now, this is an invite-only program, so you have to apply, and I only work with a few producers at a time. So just go to tvplacementmastery.com or click the link in the description to apply. So again, it's about taking a step back and seeing, okay, what's working for me? If you're landing more ads, like if Marco's landing more ad work and he's just like, yo, my time has just been better spent working on these ads with the ad agency or the supervisor, naturally I would spend more time doing that. It just makes sense. It's a better use of your time. But if you're consistently getting deals to where you're getting some upfront money to do production music albums, and you're getting thousands of dollars per album, and then you can knock out a certain amount of albums a year, and then you see more opportunities for that than you do the ad stuff, then you go with that. And then when the ad stuff come in, do that too. Like pitch for that stuff too. Then you got a nice little bonus, and you're still building up that back end royalty income that will continue to pay you years and years. Because once the ad stops and it goes out of rotation, then that's it. Those kind of slow down unless that track can get relicensed, which is the good thing about sync. Obviously, it's not like the track just it's not like they use it and it's like this just disposable thing and it just goes away and you can never use it again. But now you can just relicense it. Once that term is up, boom, let's relicense it for another ad or some more production stuff. So it just depends. But this was great insight. I love to see this. So yeah, shout out to Marco sharing this with the community so we can get an idea. Also, if you want to break down, you want to see different ways you can make money in sync licensing and like some of these different streams and like real life numbers based on my personal experience as well, go to clintproductions.com/10K. That's the number 10K, just clintproductions.com/10K, and download. It's a free doc where I break down numbers, real life numbers, so you can get an idea of the ranges, because that's confusing too. It's just like, how much can I actually make doing sync? How much can I make with upfront sync fees? How much can I make doing production music albums on the front end and the back end and royalties? How do I get to my first 10K? So that's going to break that down. clintproductions.com. I got a burp. Excuse me. /10K. And check that out. It's free. You don't have to worry about paying anything. Check that out. Let it help you. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up and pointing that out, Jason. Really appreciate that. Super dope information. We got LV Drizzle tapping in, watching one of Smash Code's episodes on YouTube. Shout out to George. I got a question. My brain went blank. Wow. When it popped up, I'll message it. No doubt. Shout out to Smash Code. Shout out to George and the team over there. Really great company.